on this Thursday before Easter, a massive crowd inside Headingley for this. And the Bradford Bulls have won 3 of the last 4 visits to Headingley. They arrive today having won 2 in a row for the first time this year. Leeds, well, they will open up that 4-point gap on the field with a victory. They travel to Hull on Monday, then St Helens next Friday. So it could be a pivotal 8 days in the Super League year for the reigning champions. Paul Deacon leads Bradford out. World Club winners in 2002, 2004 and 2006 against the Rhinos, who won the crown in 2005 and just a week or 2 ago in 2008. We're watching the clubs that have won 5 of the last 7 world crowns. Leeds got back to winning ways last Friday, 48-0 here against the Harlequins, 8 tries to banish the memory of their first defeat of the year against Castleford by 20 points to 38. They're in great form at home. They've won all 3 home games so far. They've scored 102 points. They've conceded just 18. The South Standers have become accustomed to success over the past couple of years. And they're all waiting here and holding their breath for what should be one of the titanic struggles of the season here at Headingley. Always a cracking atmosphere, Steve-O, for this big local derby.
Certainly is, and both coaches will be realising that it is in the forwards that they will have to set the pattern for either side. Bradford were buoyed by the fact that they came back with a pretty good win against Warrington. And Leeds, as Eddie has already mentioned, they are into... Oops. Down he goes. It's slippy in the tunnel, never mind out on the field of play. But I am looking forward to the real clash between the back 3. Jamie Jones-Buchanan, Ali Lautiti, Kevin Sinfield, against David Solomona, Simon Finnegan, Sam Burgess. The real stars are out there. There are so many great contests between these 2 outfits that just one error, one simple mistake could just change the game. And as I mentioned earlier, this swirling wind eddy is going to be extremely difficult for the wingers and the fullbacks.
The match referee tonight is Steve Ganson, and before we start, a sad note. The great Eric Ashton, MBE, sadly passed away overnight. The Prince of Centres, as he was called, was a former Wigan captain and a former Great Britain skipper. He lifted the World Cup in 1960, won the Ashes in 1962. He had a year as coach of Leeds in 1973-74. It's an often forgotten statistic that on the eve of what will be the most poignant of St Helens Wigan meetings ever, the crowd here at Headingley will remember him with a minute's silence right now. Eric Ashton, MBE, 1935 to 2008.
International caps for Great Britain. Eric Ashton captained the Lions to an Ashes series victory over Australia, and he led Great Britain to World Cup triumph in 1960. He appeared in 6 Challenge Cup finals, over trophy 3 times, and in 1966 became the first rugby league player to be honoured by a match with the Queen with an MBE. He coached Leeds in the 1973-74 season and was inducted into the Rugby League Hall of Fame in 2005. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please join us in a moment of silence for Eric Ashton and the
proud at Headingley, remembering the great Eric Ashton, a true gentleman both on and off the field. And before we move on, another former Great Britain international was also laid to rest today. Alan Buckley, a Swinton star in the 60s, died last week, and it was his funeral earlier on today. Sadness, Steve-O, at the start of what should be a wonderful weekend.
Yeah, sad loss of two great rugby league players. And it is a sad moment. They'll be looking down upon these great stars, and I'm sure we're going to get a fantastic game.
Let's hope so. Kevin Sinfield with the kick to get us underway. Chris Feather with the first try from the Bradford Bulls. And as we made our way from studio to gantry here tonight, we noticed actually that Leeds will probably be playing with the wind at their backs in this first half. But it's always an occasion this that sets the nerves tingling. Leeds and Bradford, two of the biggest names in the Super League era, two of the biggest names, of course, in the entire world of rugby league.
And that's what's needed. They realise they've got to try to get on top very early, just to try to give the opposition, say, we're the boss, we're the strongest.
Hold. Go.
It's Terry Newton, the dummy half for Bradford. He finds Solomona. That ball drifted wide and found Semi Tajulala. It seemed to drift forward as well, but the referee, Steve Ganson, was content to allow play to go on. This is the last tackle.
Quality there, long pass from David Solomona. Steve McNamara is certainly thrown the gauntlet down because he knows he's going to start keeping this ball alive, and that's a great take.
It is a great take, and this is Shontaine Harpy, and he gets out to James Evans on this near side, and James Evans tries to get the ball away, and well, I was going to say all he does is fine touch, but he doesn't. This is Sam Burgess. It's still in play. Now it's the last.
They lost the
turnover.
No one was shouting, and McNamara looks a bit confused, saying, was that an early count? But we can assure him it was the last. But what a way to start this game. Brian Noble, Bradford, they want to get it out wide.
Fantastic. What a great start they need. That's what you need in a local derby. Create some field position. Solomona creates that with a great try and a great break, and they finish the set at the right end of the field.
Well, that could have been the first penalty of the match. Andy Lynch going a little bit high on Jordan Tansey. I think Bradford, when they were caught on the last tackle there, they thought there was a Leeds hand in. At least Sam Burgess did. He was appealing to the referee, but Steve Ganson would have none of it. This is Sinfield, meanwhile. Here's Gareth Ellis operating in the centres. He straightens it up now. Gareth Ellis, and it's a break. Oh, no! The referee will bring them back for a penalty for obstruction against Leeds, running around the back of the man. Obstruction against Ellis and Bradford.
He runs around Sinfield, but is he very close to him? Oh, I don't think that should have been brought back. In fact, at one moment, I thought the referee, Steve Ganson, was going to tackle Gareth Ellis. He was so close to him. Well, what a great effort. What a fantastic start to this game. He's totally confused with Gareth Ellis. Of course, he does operate out wide, Brian, as a second rower, so it's not going to be difficult for him to fit in.
No, he was a pretty good centre when he played centre all those years with Wakefield, came to Leeds and played a little bit of centre as well, so he's not unusual to him. I think he's hard done to here. I don't think what you got to ask yourself is, does he impede a defender? Maybe where there's a case of Newton. Newton plays for the penalty, so maybe it's a fair call.
Penalty's given, and Deacon, the wind is in his face, but he's a great kicker of the football, this fella. And he has got the first points on the board for the Bradford Bulls. They lead by 2 points to 0.
That'll settle the nerves, just what the doctor ordered. Paul Deacon in absolutely fantastic top form, and his combination with Ben Jeffries, of course, they're really starting to gel. Euston Harris was dropped to the bench. He's still out there. He'll play some part in this game.
You would imagine so. Paul Deacon, the skipper of Bradford in his testimonial year, would you believe he has only missed with 3 attempts at goal all year? 29 shots, 26 successes.
That's phenomenal, isn't it?
Sinfield restarts. There's the man again. Deacon passes the ball inside again to Feather. He is halted by a big hit, but the Leeds man's come off second best.
I think it's Kylie Lulawai, and he has just gone straight down. Medical attention quickly.
It is Lulawai. He was on the shoulder, wasn't it, of Feather?
Nothing wrong with it, but Lulawai has completely gone down. Like a sack of potatoes. Let's hope that he's okay.
And his head hit the deck as well as he went down. There's a bit of whiplash there. And immediately the stretcher is being brought on.
I was trying to see there on the replay whether there might have been a clash of heads, but I think it was just the impact. And it was so strong, I think it probably would have just take the breath away, and well, lack of oxygen, you just go out. Simple as that.
That's a fair carry from Chris Feather, I feel. I think he's made himself a little bit small in the upper body, made himself compact, and he just bumped into Luluai, who's got his header slightly high there.
Well, there was no lunge with the arm. You could see that. He made it very tight upon his own chest.
After the collision with the head on the shoulder, there was a little push forward, but that was just the momentum of Feather, wasn't it? There was nothing at all in that at all.
No, and I think you're quite right, Eddie. He's hit his head on the ground as well. Let's just hope he's all right now. I saw him breathing there, and I think he was talking to somebody, hopefully.
And he's moving the feet, which is a pretty good sign. You can see the left boot moving slightly.
Well, there's no Ryan Bailey, of course, for the Leeds Rhinos. He is another man out injured, and well, we have seen some big shots this year. We have, and that's probably why there's this huge injury toll. Reading on the Super League website this week, 31 anxious moments for Brian McLennan, obviously, but 31 players, and most of them almost unknown before 2008, have made their debuts this year already. 31, and a lot of them youngsters.
Yeah, the squads are certainly being tested, Eddie, and what we're seeing is probably what we haven't seen previously because of maybe the no relegation situation. That has been the argument, that they're local people, they're kids in the majority, they're young, athletic British players. And
you've always advocated, haven't you, if there was no promotion and relegation and things were A-OK and you could take the risk with youngsters, you would throw them in.
Absolutely, but those youngsters have to be good enough and ready enough as well. You've got to have the same amount of quality, and that's what hopefully most clubs are doing now, producing quality people.
I noticed Daniel Anderson, the St Helens coach, who you'll rub shoulders with tomorrow, he said that, you know, a little bit like Leeds here 4 or 5 years ago when they had to throw some of these youngsters in, the likes of Maguire and Burrow and Sinfield and company. He thinks that it'll be no bad thing in the long run for St Stephen.
I agree with both of you in regards to these youngsters getting the opportunity. That's the reason why we have the likes of Maguire and Rob Burrow making that extra step up into international level. You've got to give them the opportunity, but this is just a sad moment because it was a very fast opening.
It was, and it's a cold night. There is a bitterly cold wind blowing around Headingley. I noticed that Bradford were out pretty handy, but Leeds kept them waiting. Then we had the minute silence for Eric Ashton, and now we've got another long break here, and you just wonder about hamstrings and muscles that could twang on a night like this.
These are athletes, Eddie.
I think what we're
still
seeing,
getting freezing cold.
We had a little bit of a discussion earlier about the number of injuries in the game and how they're happening. Well, there's probably a prime example, probably not the result that anybody wants, but the athleticism and the speed and the size of these people now, it literally has been like hitting with a freight train when you get caught.
And that's all been brought about by the full-time professionalism within our game. It has been fantastic for the fans and the viewers, but sadly you have to suffer the consequences.
Well, the medical staff are taking all the time necessary to make sure that Kylie Luluai is safe and will be taken from the field.
The game is not important at this point in time because the man has to be attended correctly. And you can see that they are taking all precautions necessary.
Rightly so. He's an unsung hero of this Leeds pack, is Luluai. He was a hero of the grand final success last year. He was absolutely immense against Melbourne in the World Club Challenge not too long ago. He only made 12 starts throughout the whole of last year, you know, one of them, of course, being at Old Trafford. And
he certainly played,
warming up and waiting to come on.
He certainly played his part in the grand final, didn't he? That was for sure. Laid the platform. Concerned look on the face of the official, Steve Ganson. Sinfield just walking around his charges, saying, concentrate, concentrate. because it is times like this where you just can wander off, and before you know it, the opposition can take full advantage.
And that's the danger sign that the Leeds will have to look out for. It can deflate you, I think is what you say, Mike, and it can lessen your emotional intensity in a game like this. They've got to hope for the best of Kylie Lulu, will make sure he's okay, and then they've got to reinvest and reinvigorate themselves and say, well, hang on a minute, we've got a local derby to win here.
As
All
a
the
coach,
players are moving around out there. They are doing their best to keep warm, and we are here as well. It's really cold. This is Easter. For goodness sake, this is Easter. We're not even out of March yet, and we're celebrating the first spring bank holiday.
well, it has been early, I must say that. Brian, as a coach, what would be the message that you would send out to the side to get them to put their minds on the job?
Well, it's about the performance. You can't let things like that distract you too much. You send the message out there, stay warm, invest in the next 4 plays, establish some field of position, concentrate on what we've practiced to do all week. If he's talked to them, they'll know he's okay, so they'll be pretty good. They're very good that way.
And it wouldn't surprise me if Steve McNamara would send the message out to say, well, right, Leeds may just be a little bit disjointed. There is the Bradford
get another
boss.
train on to clear the bags and that.
Done a fine job as well over the couple of years.
Well, that's not the best sight, obviously, and all the medical bags are being left on the field as Kylie Luluwai is taken off the pitch on a stretcher after a collision with this man, Chris Feather. But nothing wrong with the collision.
No, nothing untoward at all. But getting back to that point in regards, we saw that long pass from Solomona. We know he cut out 4 of his own players. Now, this is an opportunity that I think McNamara might send out the message and say, hey, come on, let's try to spin it out wide. But you can see now, as Luluwai is taken from the field of play, that Leeds have got one set, man-on-man marking. They're not using a sliding defence, which doesn't surprise me.
And the match is only 4 minutes old, and one of Leeds' interchange options has already been used. So here we go again then. This is Newton. He finds Solomona down that left-hand side, and Solomona will take on this Leeds defence. And Gareth Ellis, Kevin Sinfield, and Nick Scruton just wrestle him to the ground. Big hit by Diskin. He goes down after a collision with Andy Lynch, but Diskin gets up and plays on. Newton at dummy half. Here's Feather again.
Oh, that's great defence. They're taking no prisoners, this Rhino side at the moment.
And a deep kick downfield is collected on the fly by Scott Donald. And Scott Donald will run the ball back. 8 tries, joint top Super League scorer. Scott Donald with Chris Hicks of the Warrington Wolves. This early stage of the campaign. This is Lee Smith now.
2.
Leeds still inside their own half of the field. Brent Webb, and he finds Jamie Peacock. Peacock is grounded by 3.
We make the point that it's a swirling wind. Neither side have utilised the high bomb to either the fullbacks or the wingers. I think we might see it on the last from the Leeds outfit.
Well, that's tackle number 4 on Keith Senior. Rob Burrow is waiting, and he will have a little run. The scrum half ducks under the first challenge from Feather. Can't get away from Andy Lynch. This is the last. And they look here to Brent Webb, and he'll slide the kick in behind the defence down the line. And Halley is content to allow that ball to run dead. No, he isn't. He got a toe to it, and he's knocked it dead. It's going to be a goal line dropout.
He couldn't take the risk. He was thinking about it, but he was put under a lot of pressure there by the winger Scott Donald. It was a beautiful kick through, and you'll see that he just couldn't take it. Brent Webb weighted it perfectly. Ali had no option but to get the boot to that.
Well, the big headline of the night so far is the fact that Kylie Luluwai has been taken off the field on the stretcher. Rod Studd has got news of his condition.
Yes, Eddie, it was quite a harrowing sight to see Kylie Luluwai coming off on that stretcher in a neck brace. What I can tell you is he's gone straight into the doctor's room by the Headingley changing rooms just inside there. I just spoke to Willie coaching on the Leeds, Willie Poaching rather than the Leeds coaching staff, and he tells me that, well, Kylie is very, very badly dazed and concussed, but he is moving his fingers and able to say a few words as well. That's the latest on Kylie Luluwai, Eddie.
Well, that's the best news of the night so far. Here is Matt Diskin. Mentioned he had an awful week right at the start of the programme. He did. He was suspended last week, and Leeds signed Danny Medeiros for next year, the former Australian Test captain and hooker. This, meanwhile, is Burrow. Burrow gets the ball out, and here's a chance for Brent, where Dave Halley comes in with the tackle, and he is halted just short of the line. This is the last tackle here for Leeds. Sinfield thinking about the kick. It bounced off one Bradford leg, came off Sinfield again, and is gobbled up by Newton.
Well, that has totally confused me. On the last two occasions where Leeds have had the opportunity, they haven't even thought about getting it up in the wind. Two little stab kicks, not a very good one either from Kevin Sinfield on the second occasion.
7 minutes gone, third tackle this latest set of 6 for the Bradford Bulls. The Bulls are ahead by 2 points to nil. They've won just 1 of 4 against Leeds last year, but they drew 16-all when they last met in September, and they also won in June here, so they've had the better of the more recent matches, the Bradford Bulls, against their neighbours.
Just getting to the point about Gareth Ellis having played at Wakefield in that centre position. You saw him there come very quickly out of the block, make sure that he forced Bradford down the centre. That's a poor kick. Second occasion that Scott Donald have taken on the fly.
Scott Donald goes past another couple of defenders. It's again a look from Andy Lynch at the referee, claiming another obstruction. But this time the referee allows Leeds to play on as Webb is lifted the legs, and Bradford's Solomona has been penalised for that.
Well, he took him higher than the horizontal, and that has to be given as a penalty. Can be very dangerous.
I've got to take issue with that. It goes slightly beyond the horizontal, but they put him down. It's a really good tackle, that, and I just think we're nitpicking.
Jamie Jones-Buchanan drives the ball in, and then now a Bradford man just a little bit groggy. It was Simon Finnegan. Here, meanwhile, is Nick Scruton, the man on the field for the injured Luluai.
Pretty impressed with the way that the Rhinos, there's the big impact there. It looked as though it was Lynch that went backwards, but impressed so far by the Rhinos running from the dummy half. They've got plenty of support.
Jordan Tansey was fed by Rob Burrow. And Jamie Jones-Buchanan just holding a pulled muscle, perhaps. Here is Lauatite. Tries to go through Deacon, nearly does. Burgess was there. Here now is Sinfield. Sinfield straightens it up. He's put down tackle number 4, 10 metres away. Diskin back to Peacock. Peacock stepping out of the challenges, still going. Jamie Peacock.
Beautiful switch. Sensational work by Matt Diskin. It's just that Peacock was stood still. He could have been a couple of yards back, run onto it.
And the kick this time from Sinfield is in the air, but Semi Tajulala picks it up under pressure from Lee Smith, diffuses the bomb in the in-goal area. It's a tap restart on the 20-metre line, and here is Tajulala now, and Tajulala breaks the first tackle, and important that Webb got to him.
Just got on the second occasion, good work from the winger. Tajulala was a flyer, get away from him, but you saw there on the first occasion, he's got them not standing square. Well, Diskin's little run from dummy half and then back on the inside nearly provided the try there. Well, Diskin was about half a metre. Did the man playing the ball move? No. Looks a bit confused. He's had a tremendous season, this fella.
He has. He returns from the one-match ban. Are you surprised?
Oh, he nearly got a fingertip to that.
Are you surprised that Danny Badiris is in for next year for Leeds with Diskin here?
No, it doesn't surprise me at all. I think that they're trying to do what St Helens have done for many years, you know, Cunningham and Roby. What a great combination to have Diskin and Badiris.
Well, Roby's early 20s, Diskin's 26. I suppose he would be feeling a little bit annoyed about that. And Bradford would be feeling annoyed about that because they surrendered possession right on the Leeds line.
Listen, Eddie, if you've got the opportunity to get quality players like Badiris, that's what you do, you buy them. That should have been a penalty. He played it incorrectly.
And this is now a knock-on against Leeds, right tight to their own goal line.
Both sides are getting into each other, gentlemen. It's a quality game. Each forcing errors at each end of the field, and Leeds' line speed is pretty good, and then Bradford say, whatever you can do, we can do better, forcing an error on Leeds' try line.
Okay. Got you.
Oh, Leeds have got head and feed here. Leeds have got head and feed at the scrum for a knock-on by Bradford there. The referee took a report from his touch judge. So Leeds will breathe a little sigh of relief about this. They're not defending the scrum, they're attacking from the base of the scrum here with Gareth Ellis.
Interesting to see there that Dave Halley, the full-back, he's popped his head in at the loose forward position, and as soon as it was taken by little scrum half Burrow, he then raced back into the full-back.
Move.
Multi-talented, the players at the moment, aren't they, these days? Full-backs taking loose forward positions at the scrum.
Hold. Go.
I think the science behind that one is pretty simple. There was a break here from Peacock.
Almost.
Hold.
The science there, Eddie, is simple. The full-back doesn't have to make a defensive play from the scrum and can go straight back and defend at full-back.
Great run here from Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Wrestled to the ground by Andy Lynch. Could play the ball. Lee Smith pops the ball over the top. How's the bounce? It's kind for Halley, and Halley does brilliantly.
Tremendous rugby league football from both sides. That was outstanding. The
This is
pace,
Shane Harpy now.
the pace of this game. A lot of people thought that Dave Halley, playing full-back tonight, may have been a bit of a weakness for this Bradford Bulls outfit. We haven't seen anything of that yet.
Newton with the pass to Solomon, a short ball from him, crunch time.
Forward. Again, the touch judge on that far side has sent the message out to the man with the whistle, and Mr. Newton is confused.
Finnegan got caught in the sandwich as well on the end of this forward pass.
Well, what about the momentum rule? Hard to see for the bonds of the man with the flag. Well, it's all happening, but sadly, it's a bit of a stop-start affair. Looked all right.
First. Hold. Go.
Rob Burrow is the dummy half for Leeds. This is Jamie Jones-Buchanan.
I'm just wondering when the Rhinos are going to start opening out, trying to miss men out and use the dummy runner, trying to get the ball to the centres.
This is Scruton, and Solomon flew out of the line and missed him.
They're being pretty successful up the middle at the moment, Mike. So they're going to stay there whilst they have that success.
Burrow finds Brent Webb. Lautiti is on his inside. Brent Webb doesn't need him. Lautiti now in at dummy half for the play the ball. Here is Jordan Tansey. Gives it to Ellis. Ellis trying to straighten it up. That's the last tackle here for the Rhinos. They're 10 metres short again with Peacock and Diskin. And Diskin stabs the ball and it bounces for Jamie Jones-Buchanan. It flew off a boot of the Bradford Bulls defender and straight into the arms of Jamie Jones. And Jamie Jones-Buchanan, he signed a new deal that keeps him at Headingley till 2010. This is his 150th Leeds appearance, and Jamie Jones-Buchanan has come up with the first try of the match against the Bradford Bulls.
This is the forward pass that the official took them away. The Rhinos got the possession. They sent it from one side and then to the other. A neat little run around there. Diskin put the little kick through. And I think it comes off Diskin's boot. This is good play. No, it was Newton. Got the ricochet. Jamie Jones-Buchanan has taken that. That's a nice little move. Simple run around. It just confuses the defence enough because it gives the impression that they are not going to go for the kick. And then the defence holds back, but they did have an element of luck about that. But either way, the harder you try, the more luckier you become.
Diskin's little kick through off the boot of Terry Newton into the arms of Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Here now is Kevin Sinfield, just 11 metres out, and quite an acute angle, as you've already seen. That's the way he likes to take them, but he's hit the post. 4-2, the Rhinos.
There you see, look how Salamona has stopped because he thinks there's going to be a runaround coming at him, but in fact, he opts for the kick option. Lady Luck, it can be a cruel game at times. Try telling that to this fella. He's in top form this year as well.
These two met in the 2004-2005 Grand Finals at Old Trafford, a win apiece. The Bradford Bulls also won a couple of Challenge Cup finals against Leeds, 2000 and 2003 in Cardiff. Statistics that bring a little smile to the face of our guest tonight, Brian Noble. Great memories, Brian.
Absolutely fantastic memories, but don't tell the people underneath us.
No, you got in here unscathed, but Steve-O was there to look after you tonight, so you're all right.
I have enough trouble looking after myself about Brian.
Onside.
Good run from Nick Scruton.
Hold, go.
Now, will it get some air?
I think it will.
Outside.
And Burrow. Well, it's difficult to tell where the wind is blowing tonight. The flags behind the stand here are in the backs of Leeds, but there are no flags around the stadium, inside the stadium, so it's very difficult to tell. I think it's a swirler.
It is, because both ears are cold. Normally it's just one in the first half. And that's why I'm amazed that they haven't tried to put a really high bomb and put either wingers or the fullbacks under pressure. That's a shocking pass.
It is. Finnegan manages to retain possession for the Bulls.
Hold, go.
And here is David Solomona again.
Big problem for the Bulls at the moment is that they can't get field position, and that's down to the Leeds defence. They've been very, very strong in that department, working very hard, first and second marker. They've got to try to get over the halfway line of Bradford to make sure that when it does come for the kick, they can get some deep running down there. Great play!
Great play from Harpy. Donald missed him twice. Lawatiti won't. We'll play the ball quickly to Terry Newton on the last. They'll go down the short side with Jeffries. And that was a charge down from Senior. And again, a little bit of luck for the Leeds Rhinos. Off the hands of Senior and straight into the arms of Scott Donald, who will be relieved because he missed 2 tackles then, Scott Donald, the Leeds winger.
And to be fair to him, he did get back, put himself in the position because he realised it was on the last. But what a run there from Shontaine Harpy. There's the man that got back, got the little ricochet.
This is Burrow. Shontaine Harpy, 4th in a row, rather still looking for the confidence really that makes him such a potent threat.
Big problem also as well for the Bulls is the fact that quite a few of them are just falling off the tackle. They're not making the great impact.
That's a good kick from Sinfield. He was under immense pressure then from Andy Lynch. This is Dave Halley. Scruton just said, come here. Tackling from Bradford is more intense than from Leeds. There's no doubt about that in terms of numbers.
It's obviously that Brian McLennan has said to the Leeds outfit, come on, we've got to make sure that we just keep the Bulls in their own quarter. That makes it extremely difficult, especially in a swirling wind. They cannot get a good kick downfield.
Lynch again.
That's a better position now.
Lynch to halfway for the Bradford Bulls. This is Ben Jeffries, lovely step on the inside, gets the ball away to Lynch. Here now is Halley. Halley over the top of Burgess to Shontaine Harpy. That's a loose pass. James Evans does well to pick it up. Last one for Bradford, lost a bit of momentum there. Harpy, another poor ball. Deacon. That was touched by Jamie Jones Buchanan. That.
Oh no, he's gone for the kick. The official didn't give a sign. Did Steve Ganson give the sign?
No, he didn't.
And he should have. It was quite obvious that a Leeds player pushed out a hand and it ricocheted away. The official should have seen that.
And that was definitely touched. The Bradford players were looking at the referee for guidance. There was none coming.
Well, that's a real mistake there for the man with the whistle. Good work from Diskin. Tremendous stuff.
Oh, he's lost it.
Tried to milk the penalty.
Maybe justice has been done there.
Well, what's happened here?
Well, Terry Newton thought that the referee had blown for the knock-on.
They just stopped.
I think the director shouted cut.
I wonder whether there's a whistle over on the far side. I wonder whether someone blew a whistle because they all stopped.
Well, that's the incident where Jamie Jones Buchanan. It was quite clear to everybody in this arena that he'd made a play at it and it ricocheted away.
And what you need is an early call there, as you said, so the players do know what's going on.
Great work from Burgess. This is Deacon. Oh, and he hangs on. I was going to say hangs on. He nearly did. He nearly hung on to that, Matt Cook. Now Donald breaks the first line. Halley is the man who brings him down. It's Rob Burrow, a scampering run from Burrow.
Just shows you how important a quick play of the ball, that Burrow's there, in a flash, is away. Another 15, 20 metres downfield.
Lee Smith manages to get the ball away to Diskin. He hangs on under immense pressure from Newton. And also in there again is Matt Cook. Now then, this is young Luke Burgess
Third.
tangling with
David,
brother
come on.
Sam. Luke of Bradford, Sam of the Bulls. Here is Lauatiti. That was touched.
He's got them for offside.
They're offside. Bradford.
Deacon just having a few words to the official.
So another set of 6 coming here for the Leeds Rhinos. As Diskin takes the ball first up, here is Scruton to drive it in.
Third. Hold. Gone.
Only 5 starts in Super League out of 52 appearances for Scruton. That's Jamie Jones-Buchanan again, fed by Webb.
Hold. Gone.
Diskin. Burrow. Burrow showed it to Tansey, gave it to Sinfield. Sinfield, great ball, wonderful try, Brent Webb. Oh, sensational pass from the skipper. And the New Zealand international, Brent Webb, watched by another New Zealander on the bench, Kylie Luluai, which is great news to see him out there. But what a try from Brent Webb that was created by, well, a wonderful pass from Kevin Sinfield.
Not only that, there's a beautiful play by Rob Burrow as well. He pulls the man, throws the dummy back on the inside and then gets the support. That's the quality of the New Zealander, Brent Webb. You read the play, you just hang back and anticipate that there may be an opportunity and he snatch a try. He's been doing that for years. That was sensational rugby league.
A try against the Quins last week. 4 tries in matches against the Bulls last year. 24 in all. But it was Sinfield's pass that caught the eye. Burrow with a wonderful run, admittedly. And there's the strength of the wind. And actually, it looks like it might have actually turned round now and is in the Leeds faces. Anyway, Sinfield doesn't matter about that. Adds the extras. It's 10-2 to the Rhinos.
The way that he came off Burrow's pass, Sinfield, and you can see if you drag in 3 players, there's going to be a gap, a huge one. Webb says thank you.
Well, he missed last year's internationals against Great Britain, did Brent Webb, but the sneaking feeling he might have a key role to play in the World Cup at the end of the year for the Kiwis. 1 or 2 of their stars going down as well in the early rounds of the National Rugby League in Australia over the weekend. There's some big injuries down there after only 1 weekend as well. That ball comes out. Leeds still have it though. Hull KR against Hull. If this is whetting your appetite, join us on that at 12 noon. Sky Sports 1 HD1, and then we have St Helens against Wigan at 2:30, same places.
Tremendous play yet again from Matt Diskin. His
Wonderful
control is
step from
there.
Jamie Jones, great tackle needed, and they came up with it. Jordan Tansey fires the pass to Sinfield again, he bumps off another. Here's Ali Lauatiti. Lauatiti up the middle. Stumbling run.
This is champagne stuff from Leeds. Unbelievable. Bradford are on the rack. They can't get back in time. Leeds are just absolutely splitting them down there with a quick play of the ball. Bradford can't get back. Sometimes they don't even have 1 marker, never mind 2.
It was great thinking in defence though from Ben Jeffries that cleared the lines for Bradford there. Great positional play, and here he is now from dummy half. And Senior just envelops him in the tackle. It's Lynch.
Bit of a problem for David Solomono. He's had running repairs out wide on that left side.
Hold. Gone.
Newton to Solomona. He's the go-to man. Ball pops up and finds Semi Tajulala. Referee this time quickly wipes the tackle count down. 6 to go for Bradford here. They're on halfway. Solomona. And this now is the number 17 for Bradford, Matt James. He finds Lynch from the dummy half. The ball has gone backwards. Has it? Play on, Newton. And this is Nero.
This is the first real chance that Paul Deacon can control an attacking movement for the Bradford outfit.
Newton just flicks at Kevin Sinfield, says, get out of my way. was looking for the penalty that didn't come from the referee. Tadulala will play to Newton again. Here is Deacon. Harris is out there. This is Jeffries. Oh, off the ankles. And Leeds have got it back.
Leeds knocked on. Was it Senior got a fingertip to it? This may be head and feed for the Bulls. And it is. Senior just got a fingertip into it. Much better play, though, by Bradford. The few opportunities they've had. Shake of the head from Senior. Was seen by all.
This is the first time Bradford have been in Leeds' attacking quadrant, if you like, and they'll look to prosper here.
They're going down the left with Halley. He bounces away from Gareth Ellis. Dave Halley, what a run from Halley. In the end, they get back and pull him down, but great work from the fullback. Jeffries looks for the runner on his inside. It's Lynch. That's the second tackle. Leeds line threatened like never before in the 27.5 minutes we've seen so far. Deacon. Here is Jeffries. Jeffries, a wide pass. Oh, Evans had to go down low to pick it up. And the referee has now got Leeds for offside.
Quick tap, they really have to get on with it. It's the real first time that they've had Leeds on the rack. They've got to try to just squeeze them. Well, they've gone back an extra 8 or 9 meters to give them a little bit more chance to get space to work with.
Newton will restart for Bradford and he'll find Sam Burgess. And Burgess is tackled by Burgess. Sam tackled by Luke. Here is Deacon. This Jeffries. Now Harris. Harris short ball.
Great tackle there by Gareth Ellis. He was not going to be fooled by the dummy.
Harris again. Off the deck finds Deacon. Deacon then to Lynch. Lynch bumps, barges, flicks it. Great pass. Halley. Halley gets it to Jeffries. Now on the bounce it finds its way to Evans again. He's not had the best passes tonight. James Evans stood out here on the right wing. And good defence, but he still manages to get it away to Harpy. And Shontaine Harpy comes back on the inside. Here's Harris. Harris flicks the pass to Newton. Good stuff from Bradford here. Newton goes down on tackle number 3. It's Deacon. Here is Jeffries. Great run from Jeffries. Barging and weaving.
He was looking for the inside runner. There was nobody coming on that second phase. He stepped off the left boot.
It's with Deacon from Newton. Here is Justin Harris. Now it's Shontaine Harpy. Harpy. The ball eventually back to Evans again. Here is Harris. Oh, Bradford. They've had so many opportunities here. And the balls always seem to have gone to ground. High kick from Deacon to the in goal. Played by Webb. Brilliantly.
Great rugby league yet again from both sides. New Zealand fullback came to the rescue. A quick tap on the 20.
Jamie Jones Buchanan's away. He has Lee Smith with him. He might need him. Yes, he will. Lee Smith for Leeds. Lee Smith with the try for Leeds. Created by Jamie Jones Buchanan. They took a quick tap, gave it to Jamie Jones Buchanan on the 20-metre line. He broke 2 or 3 tackles. Obviously thought he didn't have the air in his lungs to go all the way. Gave it to Lee Smith, and Lee Smith charged over the line. It's his 3rd try of the season, Lee Smith, but put it down to Jamie Jones Buchanan, who created it for him.
Outstanding play, and it just shows you that if you just switch off for a second, that's all that happens. They defuse the bomb here from Webb. And this is where Bradford just switched off. Jamie Jones Buchanan says, give it to me. Then he passed it out. He knew that they had the numbers there. Jordan Tansey whips it away. Poor defence from Burgess, Sam that is, and he did the right thing. He could have gone on his own, I feel, Jamie Jones Buchanan. But what's the point when you've got a speedster like this? Lee Smith says, I'll take the 4.
Lee Smith, England international. 2 tries against Hull Kingston Rovers right at the start of February. Nonsense until that moment that was given him on a plate almost by Jamie Jones Buchanan, who's having a wow of a game on his 150th appearance for the Rhinos. Now Sinfield, can he add the extras? The answer in the positive. And Leeds from, well, 2-0 down to an advantage here of 16 points to 2.
Look at that, the Bradford players, they aren't even back Jamie Jones Buchanan is on his way. There were 4 Bradford players who didn't even get anywhere near the 20-metre line. Jamie Jones Buchanan did.
I think what we've seen is the difference in execution. Every time Leeds has been at the Bradford end, they've come away with some points. And I thought Bradford were going to get back on the scoreboard there with Harper playing the corner. I thought it was a dead set try. And what we see is they catch the ball, Leeds on the next play, and go the distance. And it's a 12-point turnaround. 6 that they didn't convert and 6 against them.
Did I hear the Wigan coach there, the former Great Britain coach, call that a possible dead cert try?
I don't know what it means, but I probably said it.
Fair dinkum, Brian.
Yeah, you've been around Australians too often, Brian.
Well, he's played there, knows all about it, that's for sure. Oh, it's good defence.
I don't know what the English equivalent of dead cert is.
Certainty. That'll do.
Go.
Well, having just upset every Australian who's listening tonight.
Onside.
Here is Halley. Oof. Jamie Jones Buchanan's all over the place.
Well, Jamie Jones Buchanan, that's his 4th clean break, created that try. That is give you some indication of the work rate that he's got, but it also points a finger. There he is. He's having a wow of a match, but he also points a finger at this Bradford defence. You can't switch off in Super League. You get punished.
Andy Lynch for Bradford. 33 minutes gone.
Bradford have had their say in this game.
They're still in it.
Here.
They are indeed. It is a run down that left-hand side from Chris Nero. But look at the missed tackles going against Bradford's name in this first half. 13 of them. Ben Jeffries. Deacon finds Sam Burgess. Down he goes in the tackle, Sam. Last one for Bradford.
Got to be a bomb. Get it up.
Deacon. No, he slides it in behind the defence again. And that's manna from heaven for Brent Webb.
First. Hold.
Well, I'm totally confused with. we keep talking about this swirling wind. They tried it before, and full credit Brent Webb that defused the bombing that created that try for Lee Smith. Steve McNamara, the Bulls coach, will be furious, absolutely furious at the way that his players just meandered back to the tap.
Well, their win here last year was arguably the best display under McNamara's 2-year tenure at Odsal since a certain Mr. Noble left the place. Webb with the kick down the middle. That's a great kick because Halley has got to collect it right underneath his own sticks. And the chase isn't bad.
And who was first there? Mr. Buchanan.
Tadulala for Bradford. Halted. Lost a bit of the threat down that left-hand side, Bradford, since David Solomon left the field. This is Jeffries. Good run from Matt Cook. 4 tackles gone, but Leeds so far containing Bradford in their own half of the field. Deacon to Yestin Harris, to Shontaine Harpy. Burrow all round him like a little gnat. Plays the ball to Newton. Newton in field to Sam Burgess. He's going to have to kick this up. That goes. That's swirling. But Lee Smith's underneath it.
Too far.
No problem. Well, the referee called them all on that far side, said you're all offside.
Not only that, it's, you know, when you get into a position where it's on the final kick and you find yourself that we have Sam Burgess owing to be a kick. Some of the passes from this Bradford outfit have been atrocious.
Low penalty count from Steve Ganson, only 5 in the match. And haven't we enjoyed it? No whistle.
Been fantastic. Let's hope it continues.
Diskin makes a break. Wonderful run from Diskin. Standing, waiting for the support. It arrives in the shape of Jamie Peacock. Brent Webb was hunting his second try down the right-hand side, then had Diskin with him to get it to him. He might get it anyway. No,
Was he tripped?
He loses his footing. Oh, here goes Halley. Great defence from Leeds down the line.
What about Peacock getting back and just stopping the full back? Talk about playing your part as a team unit. Been sensational.
Newton waits dummy half, formerly with Leeds, of course. The Bradford Hooker. Oh, the ball's come free. This is Ellis. More points beckoning here for the Rhinos with Burrow. Referee Steve Ganson checks both ways, gives the try, and Rob Burrow with the fourth Leeds try tonight in the first half. The world champions, and they're playing like world champions.
Outstanding. Nothing less. Superlatives, well, they're slipping away from the brain box. All came about by solid defence, going low, trying to get it away under a lot of pressure. Ellis picks it up, and then they get the ricochet. He did well, did Evans. He could have prevented the try, but on the second occasion, Leeds have had a little bit of a luck, but there was nothing lucky about the fact that Kevin Sinfield, a Rast, a little halfback, he said, "I'll take it. You little beauty."
Well, he finally got the 100th try of his Leeds career last week, and they've come in pairs for him now. That's 101 for Rob Burrow and the Leeds Rhinos. Well, Great Britain international, England international, only the 23rd man in the history of this great club to reach the 100 try milestone. And Kevin Sinfield, he's played and scored in so many of the club's games recently, all the way through last season, and he's kicking well again tonight. And the Rhinos have stretched the lead to 22-2 as we approach half-time.
It does not surprise me the way that the Rhinos have controlled this game. Is there an element of a knock-on here? Let's see. No. I think it comes off Deacon. Put the pressure, come up with the error. Scintillating. This is World Championship stuff, isn't it?
Hold. Go.
Here is Peacock, who will be enjoying this.
Second shot down.
Rested against Castleford
Go.
at the Jungle. We know what happened then. Oh, Ellis is away! This fella has broken them up the middle so often. It's with Webb, and Webb will score a second try for Leeds Rhinos. They are cutting them to ribbons. Brian McLennan, the 46-year-old former Kiwi coach, he has slotted effortlessly into the position that has been held here by Tony Smith for 4 years. And the Bradford fans, they're shell-shocked. They're furious with their own players. Webb with his second try.
They've every right to be, because as I mentioned halfway through this first half, that the balls were falling off the tackle. That is very poor defence indeed. No one wanted to go for the legs. Back on the inside. Gareth Ellis has made it known. He wants to try his hand in Australia. He'll be with West Tigers next season. And his own objective was to say, I want to be classified as one of the best forwards in the world. You're already that, Gareth. And Brent Webb has taken full advantage of it. Try number 2 for the New Zealander. Scintillating. The south stand underneath where we commentate is buzzing. It's alight. It is champagne all the way through. There are corks popping. Well, maybe not corks popping on the south stand.
Kevin Sinfield, can he add the extras here? He's missed with that one, but there's the half-time siren. 26 points to 2. The Leeds Rhinos have dismantled the Bradford Bulls after going 2-0 down after just 3 minutes of the match. Brent Webb with 2 tries. Gareth Ellis, if he wants to prove that he's one of the best second rowers in the world, he's not doing such a bad job tonight of proving that he's one of the best centres in the world. And Jamie Jones-Buchanan, on his 150th appearance, is having a wow. So are Leeds.